Welcome back to the channel. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get right into it. Paul George, once again, back in the news. Remember, we spoke about him before, previous video about how Kawhi was trying to set him up. Looks like the Clippers are still trying to make some moves. Now, the story that went under the radar, because a lot of people were caught up in free agency. Then we had the Dame trade request. A lot was going on. What went underreported was that there was a trade in the works for Paul George to go to the where? To the New York Knicks. But what happened was Paul George is in line for a big extension coming up, a 4-year, $220 million extension. Or he can decline his player option for the 2024-25 season and go into free agency. So that would force the team who's going to trade for him to get him a new deal, because you don't want to trade away assets and then he walks in a year. So the Knicks were not willing to commit a 4-year, $200+ million deal to Paul George. And you cannot blame them. He's injury prone. He has a lot of different things going on. I don't know if he's a true leader. He seems more focused on the Draymond Green route of things, which is trying to be in the media. The only thing the difference is Draymond has 4 rings on his finger. So it's like Draymond can maybe get away with doing that a little bit more than you can, because he actually plays in finals. He plays deep in the playoffs a lot of the time. So yeah, it's fascinating. Right after we talk about the whole Kawhi trying to set up Paul George to move with being traded and maybe it's time to sell the team, the Knicks come up and now we're one of those teams. But I think Paul George is smart enough to be like, okay, let me put out some type of flyer. Hey, look, I'm going to want a brand new deal though. You trade. Are you willing to commit 4 years, 200+ to Paul George? I'm not. Injury prone as he is. Now, some dumb team in free agency might give him that. They're desperate. They have taller stars. Might think he's the answer if he's healthy. Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. I don't know. But it's telling here. Would he work on the Knicks? Depending on the package, him and Brunson would work. I would assume RJ would probably be in the package. More than likely, he'd be in the package. I would assume so. But yeah, you really have to be sure here, because I don't know if a Paul George thing is something I'd be interested in. If it was a straight up trade, I'm giving up RJ and other key guys. Brunson and him together, I don't know if that would be enough. I don't know if that truly would be enough or not. So you would have to really look into that and see if that is something you want to deal with or not. I'm not sure I would, if I'm being totally honest. I think the more that you get into this and the more you realize Paul George's value has diminished. He needs to prove that he can get it done. He needs to prove that he's able to stay healthy a full year and have a weird injury-prone season. I mean, at least for as injury-prone as Anthony Davis is, at least he's getting through the season somewhat, and he's available in the playoffs for you. That's more of a tradable asset than even a Paul George would be. Yes, a different team, but I'm just trying to give an example here. And then the price tag of you would have to really do the 4-year, $200+ million contract. No, I don't know. Definitely not me. And I don't blame the Knicks for saying hell no to that. I would say the same thing. So with that said, a little story that went under the radar that I thought I should bring up, that I just saw when I was double checking over the news. Said, oh wow, how about that? Paul George could have been a New York Knick.